Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly comic book review, or as I like to call it, the Duel of the Fates. Why'd I do that? There's literally no Star Wars news this week. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it. Three Jokers is finally happening. We've got a date. It is happening. A solicitation, a date, a cover, everything. Fantastic. Very excited. This is going to be DC Black Label. It releases June 17th of this year. Long awaited. Much long awaited. Jeff Johns, Jason Fabok, the Three Jokers. It's going to be explained. We'll see how it ties into any kind of crisis events. Maybe my theory will be proved right. If you've never checked out my Three Jokers theory, definitely check it out down below. It's the most viewed video that we've ever done. In fact, it was the first video that made me realize, oh, people may want to hear what I think about comic books. Anyway, Three Jokers comes out June 17th. I cannot wait. DC Black Label. It's going to be $6.99, 3 issues, each cover. Each issue, I should say, is going to have two main covers, if you will, a main and a variant. It's going to be an image of one of the Three Jokers, and it's going to have an image of Batman. And then they're going to be, of course, incentive variants. So totally, there are going to be 4 covers for this one, but there may be some exclusives or something like that. I am supremely excited. I've been hyped for this pretty much almost for the entire life of PCP, since 2016. Now, PCP started in 2015. That's right, we're celebrating 5 years this summer, so be hyped for that. Anyway, Three Jokers, June 17th from DC Black Label. It's official. It's happening. It's real. I'm very excited. The official sequel to DCeased starts this June as well. DCeased Dead Planet. It's written, of course, by Tom Taylor. It has artwork by Trevor Hairsine, so it's the exact same creative team from the initial arc. Unkillables is just a cool little 3-issue, different, unique perspective on the events of the main title that is in between, sandwiched in between. So that's really cool that they're doing an actual full-fledged official sequel to DCeased. Jonathan Kent's going to be Superman. Damian Wayne's going to be Batman, so it's cool to see maybe what we will never see in 5G is going to be so cool to see that happen in the DCeased world. Very excited for that news. Justice League 48 in June welcomes a new writer, Cy Spurrier. Cy Spurrier is coming on for a 3-issue art. The artwork is going to be done by the same creative team, Aaron Lopresti. I think we're going to get a series of different writers doing different story arcs, Vendetti, Spurrier, who knows, until they kind of shake out what they're doing and they get post-metal, or death metal, I should say, and then see what happens. However, Cy Spurrier, right off the hit smash Alienated, what a great book. And of course, he's writing the Constantine book right now, so he's getting a hold of the Justice League for at least 3 issues. Bleed Them Dry, a ninja vampire tale, is a new book in June from Vault Comics. Is written by Elliot Ray Hall with artwork by Daike Ruan. Very excited for this one. Ninjas and vampires and Elliot Ray Hall in Vault Comics. There's like 4 of my favorite things. Are you kidding me? One of my absolute favorite movies, one of my absolute favorite comic book characters is Blade. Blade is slightly vampire. It's a vampire mixed with ninja is what it is. I love that stuff. So yeah, super excited for this. Plus, it's Elliot Ray Hall. Elliot Ray Hall has such an amazing body of work behind him, and he's got so much more to come. The cult classic stuff like Creature Feature and Return to Whisper. We're talking about Hot Lunch Special. We're talking about Midnight Vista, his Quantum and Woody run. Really great stuff from this cat. Very excited for this. This seems right up his alley. It's vampires meets ninjas meets Elliot meets Vault. I mean, you know I'm sold. That's in June from Vault Comics. Blue and Green was just officially announced from Image Comics. It's going to be an original graphic novel set for release in October. It's got a jazz vibe to it. That's why it's called Blue and Green, the Miles Davis. You know what I'm talking about. It's written by Ram V. That's why you should care about it. With the artwork by Anand RK and Aditya Bidikar on the lettering. It's the same creative team from, what is it, Graffiti's Wall or something like that. I've never read that. I need to check that out. But Blue and Green is a new original graphic novel. An amazing creative team. I'm super hyped for this. Ram's been showing some stuff on Twitter over the last few months, little teases here and there. I'm so down for this. From Dark Horse Comics in June, we have Lady Baltimore, The Witch's the Witch Queens, I should say. So this is by Mike Mignola. Christopher Golden's joining them for this, as well as Bridget Connell. This is spinning out of the Baltimore line of comics, which wrapped up not too long ago, but it's another property, another franchise launched by Mike Mignola a few years ago, outside of Hellboy, but it's a little bit more about vampires. It's followed a vampire hunter named Baltimore. I love that run. It's fantastic. They've got I think they got an omnibus hardcover or something out for volume 1 or something, like a deluxe edition or something like that. But it's out. Find it. Baltimore is such a great book. I cannot wait, since now I have my comics over there in order. Not in order, but all together where I can get to them. I can't wait to piece together my Baltimore run, because I have every single one. Can't wait to get them all together, sit down and read through all of it. Baltimore is great. Lady Baltimore is going to follow a different character, obviously a woman, continuing on that legacy, fighting the monsters and the vampires and stuff like that. Baltimore was great, so I'm really, really pumped for this. Really pumped. Also, from Dark Horse in June, we have Barbalian, the Red Planet. That's going to be the next Black Hammer book. It's a miniseries focusing in on Barbalian, which is the Martian Manhunter type character from Black Hammer. Seems really cool. It's going to tackle some kind of tough issues about like the AIDS epidemic from the early 90s, late 80s. It's going to really kind of get into that, maybe like an analogy or a metaphor or something going on with Mars. The really cool thing about this is Jeff Lemire is joined by Tate Bromball on the writing, but Gabriel Walta is the artist, with Jordi Belair doing the colors, and Aditya Bidikar doing the lettering. Sold, beyond sold. It's already Jeff Lemire sold. It's already Black Hammer sold, and now you got Gabriel Walta, Jordi Belair, and Aditya Bidikar, beyond sold. Like, give it to me right now. I'll buy these single issues, I'll buy the trade, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that this does happen. It's happening, so whatever. From Marvel Comics, we have Marvels, another line of snapshots coming out in June. We got a Captain Marvel one. Beautiful Alex Ross covers on this one. So this is a spotlight on Captain Marvel, written by Mark Waid with artwork by Colleen Doran. That's really cool. Colleen Doran doing the artwork with Mark Waid writing. I think this is going to be really solid. Then there's there's a Civil War one. Civil War, not Silver War, but Civil War. There's going to be one of those with the Maria Hill Alex Ross cover. Saladin Ahmed and Ryan Kelly are going to be doing that one. Darkhold Alpha is a new book. It's going to be focusing on the Darkhold book, which is super cool, like a leftover type thing from the 90s that I absolutely love. I love Darkhold. I think I still have every single issue over there somewhere. Near my Doom 2099s. Those are in order, so I know where those ones are. But anyway, really excited for this one. This also marks Steve Orlando's first Marvel Comics work. Cian Tormey is joining him on the artwork for this. It's going to be Doom-centric. It's going to be Marvel dark horror mystical-centric. And since it's called Darkhold Alpha, I'm certain this is going to lead into something else. We'll see if it ties into things like Ghost Rider. Maybe they're going to tie into the 90s nostalgia people may have for Midnight Suns or something like that. So maybe they'll do something like that. There's a new ShangChi miniseries coming out from Gene Luen Yang, who is the creator of American Born Chinese. And if you've never read that book, you definitely owe it to yourself to do so. That book is amazing. Daikei Ruan is joining him on the artwork for that. So ShangChi's got a movie coming up soon. Maybe not as soon as we initially thought, but he's got a movie coming up, and so there's going to be a comic book. Very appropriate. They need some material to put out while that movie hits. And Savage is a new one from Valiant Comics, written by Max Bemis with artwork by Nathan Stockman. This is kind of like their new version of Turok. It was created a couple of years ago, or maybe several years ago. I don't exactly remember. Maybe I should have written that down here. I do take notes for this. Anyway, this is going to be kind of neat. I think Max Bemis is a great comic book writer. He's done some work that I really, really like, really dig in and respect, like Polarity, what's it, Oh Kill Strike? Oh, I loved that one. That's a love letter to Rob Liefeld, if you could ever find one. It's a love letter and a hate letter at the same time. Anyway, Savage, it's a new Turok type thing, but it's coming from Valiant in June, so be on the lookout for that. For movies and TV, we don't have too much news. The biggest news is this: production delays, film premiere delays. So we just released our movie review for Bloodshot, and that's pretty much going to be the last new movie review we do for a while, because movies like Quiet Place 2, movies like Mulan, movies like New Mutants, man, that one just can't catch a break, right? They've all been postponed. They've all been delayed because, of course, of the COVID-19 outbreak. I completely understand this. The economy is kind of dropping just a little bit, especially for things like going to see the movie. Even when we went and saw Bloodshot, we were all kind of like, But, you know, I mean, hardly anybody went and saw Bloodshot. But anyway, check out the movie review. It's actually an okay movie. If you like Rambo, you'll like Bloodshot. Check out our film review. We go spoiler-free for a few minutes, then we go into spoilers, but we let you know when we get to it. But also, Fast and Furious has been delayed an entire year to April 2021. Holy cow. Will we get 2 Fast and Furious movies in 1 year? No, because productions have been delayed as well. The Batman, the new Jurassic World movie, I think it's Dominion, ShangChi, we were talking about that. All these movies have halted production. Pretty much anything that's about to come out or anything that's currently being filmed has been halted or delayed, postponed, as well, of course, as MLB, NBA, NCAA canceled the March Madness. Man, it's a crazy time we live in right now. It doesn't seem like movies and comics are the most important thing right now. So it kind of makes sense. Luckily, it seems, as far as America goes, because I've heard that S Squared over in the PCP Army said that France is shutting down all of the non-essential businesses, so he won't even get comic books for a while. So, man, there's some crazy times going on. We all got to stick together, keep it together, help out one another, and just be safe and be careful out there, because these are crazy times. And seriously, like, it may seem silly, and I seem silly to say this, and maybe we'll talk about this in the live stream tonight, but like, when sports and our pop culture get completely interrupted by something, I mean, that's a big deal. And it's almost sad that maybe that's what it took to make me personally like completely realize how serious this was. Man, pretty crazy. Everybody be careful. Don't panic. Just be cool. Be safe, take care of yourselves, and we'll see what happens. And we'll be talking a whole lot more about movies, comic books, and pop culture, and all that jazz. So that's what we got for you today. And don't worry, we're not stopping here at PCP, because I can do this alone in this room if I need to. And so we're going to keep entertaining you. We're going to keep talking. We're going to keep trying to bring positive insight that's entertaining and humorous, hopefully, at some kind of way, to you, and just kind of be out there, and let's just all support each other during everything that's going on, because it's pretty crazy. Like I said, we get the Bloodshot movie review out right now. The weekly comic book review is on schedule for this week. Advanced reviews for this week. PCP After Hours, which is the Patreon exclusive podcast after the podcast that we release, is releasing tomorrow, Monday. Yeah, so Monday, we're going to release the PCP After Hours to the patrons. You can join us over at patreon.com/PCP. $1 a month gives you everything, including early access to things like Comics Revisited episodes. You get exclusive access to things like the PCP After Hours podcast, which is about a 20 to 30 minute podcast. Like I said, we keep the mics live and we just keep going. And then, of course, it gives you early access to an audio file, which you can download of the weekly comic book review, available hours before it's available here on YouTube in a video form. So, anyway, aside from all that, we're going live tonight. I thought about kind of taking the weekend off, kind of settle on some things and watch the debate if it happens, see what happens there. But I was like, you know what, screw that. I don't want to watch that. So I'm going live tonight, 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. We'll talk about a lot of stuff. We'll just be here for each other, and expect a little bit more live streams in the coming weeks, because I think it's important to just kind of reach out and keep contact going. Even some people can't be around other people, we can all get together online and live stream and just chat about comic books, movies, pop culture, all that stuff. So be on the lookout, because there may be some more of those things coming up. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thank you so much for your watching. Thank you so much for supporting. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more, including our newest podcast, the Kevin Smith podcast. Kevin Smith's not there. We talk about his life and work. It's also available on iTunes and other podcast formats. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on digging.